wait to see if we're actually live here or what?
Mm, Yep.
Oh, we are live? Okay.
I I don't know. What did I put on my phone? Oh well.
Hold on.
At least.
Okay, we are definitely live on YouTube. Always a good thing. And we are live on Twitch. Okay, cool. All right, everybody. Welcome yet again to another Sunday episode here of the Sitrep podcast. I'm your host, Ariskany Jim, and I am joined today by my good friend Rasmus. Rasmus, hello, sir. How you doing?
Hello. Oh well, can't complain too much. Got a week off now, so.
Hey, that's
So
never.
I need to kick back and play some Germans.
There you go. Having a week off is never a bad thing. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go back to our old friend Valor Victory. It's a great little infantry squad-based tactical war game that's available free to print and play, published by Barry Doyle, a great saint of modern wargaming. Not only did he create a great system, he then made it free for the community. It's available at valor-and-victory.com. You can also find it on Board Game Geek, where there's a big community for it. People are always making up new scenarios, new maps, new counters. It's great. You download it. You do have to print it out and kind of mount it yourself as far as the maps and the counters. The book is free. The components are free, and of course, anybody with some drawing software can also, and a little bit of patience, can also create their own maps. So it's a lot of fun, and we love to have it here on the Sitrep podcast. So we're doing straight out World War II, Valor and Victory today. So none of Madman Ariskany's special rules or anything like that. No medics, no civilians, no POWs, casualty evacuation. It's just straight out gospel and verse Valor and Victory rules. So the battle we're going to be looking at today is sort of a forgotten bloodbath. It's a battle that took place in late October through November and into early December 1944. It's called the Hürtgen Forest. It is a mess. It is a true American kind of a mini disaster. Probably the last battle the Germans legitimately won in World War II. So it's after Market Garden, but before Battle of the Bulge. So most people know, there's, Normandy, the big breakout. Maybe they know a little bit about the liberation of Paris. Then they know about Market Garden. Everyone's seen, A Bridge Too Far. And then, as far as most people know, the war just kind of fast forwards straight to the Battle of the Bulge, 16 December 1944. In between those, there is this little nightmare, the Hürtgen Forest. So the Hürtgen Forest lies along the German border. It's right along what used to be the Siegfried Line, and it was one of the first places that American divisions actually reached the German border, and it's where the Germans were done retreating after the mad, collapse of Normandy. It was after the weather had really gotten bad. It was after American and Allied supply lines, had really stretched themselves to the limit. All those roads all the way back to Normandy and Cherbourg were absolutely stretched to the limit. The Canadians have captured the ports along the Scheldt estuary, along the northern part of Holland and Belgium. That's for you, Walkabout Games. Welcome to the stream. But those ports are not yet operational. The Germans blew up a lot of stuff before they retreated, finally. So, long story short, take your first shot of the day. The Allies are having a hell of a time. It gets dense. There's a lot of... The terrain, I should say, gets very dense. The Germans are now defending their own soil. We're right on the border of Germany. There's the Siegfried Line, cold weather, clouds, rain, no Allied air support. That's one of their biggest advantages gone. The Germans suddenly kind of say, holy shit, the Allies are about to invade Germany. They never even did that really in World War I. We're going to start fighting again now. And the Americans have to bring every bullet, every pound of coffee, every cigarette, every pair of underwear, every pair of socks, all the way from friggin' Normandy or Cherbourg, all the way across France, because that's the limit of their supply right now. The Germans fight back at the Hürtgen Forest. It's right in front of a major city called Aachen, and it is a horrific, nasty little bloodbath. Again, the Americans really do get their teeth kicked in here. They never really do win. This battle drags on and on until the Ardennes offensive gets started. Again, that's the Battle of the Bulge, 16 December. And then Hürtgen Forest just kind of goes away. People just kind of forget about it. And then we eventually make our way into Germany via other routes. But the Germans really did make a hell of a stand here. If you're not familiar with the Battle of the Hürtgen Forest, I highly recommend a HBO made-for-TV movie called When Trumpets Fade. If you can find it, I think it's available on YouTube in little pieces. If you can find it on YouTube, if you're able to find it like on HBO or whatever kind of streaming service you can get a hold of, yeah, I highly recommend it. This is one of those movies. Watch it when the family's out of the house on a sunny afternoon. Put away your alcohol and your prescription medications, sharp objects, belts, ropes, anything that you can harm yourself with, because it's an Oriskany movie, if you take my meaning. It's, again, a very gritty depiction of one of the worst battles of World War II that, oddly, not many people have heard of. So we wanted to take a look at this battle today because, number one, obviously we're in that general time of year, again, October and November of 1944. And it's, again, I just talked about how serious this battle was, but in a more lighthearted sense, these woods were very spooky. We can almost call this like the Halloween special for Sitrep podcast. These woods are cold, pine trees, very gray, windy, fog-bound. There was never any air support, and quite literally, death was hiding behind every tree. Some of the veterans and battle reports that you read about the battle describe the woods as eerie. The troops were just friggin' terrified. The wind would come howling through these trees, and they'd start creaking and groaning. And it was just a spooky place. On top of the regular, mundane dangers of having your head, taken off by an MG-34 somewhere.
I think it's the forest that the Germans also call the Black Forest.
I'm not 100%.
Or it's at least in connection with it. Okay. It might be just north or just south of it, but it is around Aachen somewhere. If I remember my geography right, it's been a while.
I'm pretty sure.
Went there on a family holiday about 30 years ago. So.
Oh wow. The Black Forest, I'm pretty sure, is in Bavaria. If we're talking about this, there might be more than one. But it's this is up by Belgium. It's just south. It's just south of where the Battle of the Bulge will take place. In like
I think it might just be north of the area I'm thinking of, but
okay. But yeah, it's a large forest, lots of hills, lots of small rivers, difficult terrain to get through. And it's not a happy place. I'm sure it's beautiful when snow falls or in the summertime, but here, especially in the middle of World War II, it was a freaking graveyard waiting to happen. Hello, Ben Johnson. Welcome to our chat over there on YouTube. I'm actually surprised you're with us today instead of watching football. The Bills must not be playing today. Maybe that's it. Peter Yavasa knows what I'm talking about. He says, "Oh God, the bloody forest." Okay, Jen, I meant to ask, are you able to hear both me, Rasmus, and the sound effects? The little, distant artillery and gunfire in the distance. If I could get a 2-second sound test. Oh, the sound is great. Cool. No worries. Walkabout Games, When Trumpets Fade is awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of people in When Trumpets Fade. A lot of actors that have since become semi-famous. In the opening credits, the guy who was in Burn Notice, the main star in Burn Notice, pretty much gets half his head melted off, and sadly doesn't die right away. Like I said, it's a rough movie. If you're into that kind of thing, I highly recommend it. It's a good movie. I often describe it as the Cross of Iron. If everyone's familiar with the Cross of Iron, the old Sam Peckinpah / oh God, I'm totally spacing on that actor's name now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sam Peckinpah movie. It's a little like that, but for the Americans instead of the Germans. It's the American version of Cross of Iron. It's rough, and it's the Americans definitely not winning. So we're going to take a very sort of a broad, approximate stab at a very small part of that battle here. Here today in Valor and Victory. I have my new pine trees. Everybody tell me how awesome my pine trees are. I did not use my normal tree graphics here. These are my new pine trees. That's why we're running a little late today. This map took a little bit longer than usual to draw. This was mostly a pine forest. Very close, very oppressive, very kind of spooky kind of a place, especially in October, Halloween time, basically. We have elements of 1st Battalion, 110th Infantry Regiment, 28th US Infantry Division. That's these guys down here. And they were tasked with reaching a place in the Hürtgen Forest called the Call Valley. Let me get my little drawing tool out here so I can be fancy. We have the Call Valley. This is pretty much this whole valley where the Call River kind of flows through. The Americans have reached it before, but were driven back in days and weeks past. During that time when they actually held the river, they managed to erect a Bailey Bridge. People who are familiar with World War II, know what a Bailey Bridge is. They lost it. It's still standing, but the Americans are no longer in possession of it. There's also a little bit of a wrecked bridge down here that is still marked, as you can see, as an objective hex. The bridge is wrecked, but the engineers are confident that they can make it work if they can get to it for at least a couple hours. It's still a crossing point. The river is slow enough and shallow enough there where they can get a vehicle bridge across there pretty quickly. And then our other objectives are, your usual high ground with woods, a good OP that commands, this part of the battlefield. High ground with woods that commands this part of the battlefield. High ground with woods that commands this part of the battlefield. So, yeah, those are our 5 objectives, our usual 5 objectives. We rolled the dice before the stream started, and Rasmus came up playing the Germans. Neither of us really cared, so we just diced for it. And now we started Rasmus's setup here with his 88. He has one 88 battery, and he's already set that up back here in the town, or the ruins of a town.
There's a town under all those Germans.
Yeah. Oops! Come on, go away. Here we go. Oh my god! There we go. Yeah, there's a town under there. I might make some of these counters a little bit smaller. Right now they are the Valor and Victory standard size. The Germans have no tanks coming, but they do have an 88, and they do own most of the objectives up front. So the Americans are stronger, but they have all the work to do. They're on the attack. They have to try and reach this river and take at least 3 of these objectives. Let's see here. The Americans have a badly understrength infantry company. I don't know how clear that is. I might zoom in a second here. We have 3 platoons. That's no problem. But only 1 full squad and 2 half squads per platoon. So rather than have 3 squads per platoon, they're down to like 2. 1 plus half plus half. Again, this is 28th Infantry Division. It was a National Guard division raised out of Pennsylvania. These guys were shoved into the front end of what some people called the Death Factory. That was the American name for the Hürtgen Forest, a place where death was literally manufactured on an industrial scale. They have the usual support weapons, but they're a little short-handed because, yeah, these guys have been at the wrong end of World War II for quite a while now. They're not at full strength by any means. And then they do have some support. 707th Tank Battalion was attached to the 28th Infantry for a while, so I do have 3 Shermans that will appear at the beginning of turn 3. So we're going to finish up movement super fast now that we're through the history part. We're going to set up Rasmus's we're going to finish up Rasmus's setup super fast, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the we're going to get started with the American movement phase.
Go into the meat grinder. Stick the commander with the
5 centimeter
88.
Motor. Okay, so just the commander. Oh no, that's not good. Rasmus, I'm afraid, has just made his first correct decision. That's not good. Oh shit.
And then in Q5, put in the mortar.
Mortar and the mortar crew. So Rasmus is saying, hey, I know that commander is supposed to go with the mortars, but I'd rather have that -2 bonus with the 88. I don't really need that with my stupid little 5 centimeter mortar. I'd rather have that with my 88. Oh no. Exactly.
Especially if it's only a 50 mil mortar.
Yeah. For the Germans, the way Valor Victory tends to work, guys, is company-level support assets. Weapons that are inside an individual rifle company. Again, Valor Victory is a love letter to Advanced Squad Leader. It is an infantry-focused game. So, like we see here in this scenario, the average building block, so to speak, of your typical Valor Victory scenario is, whatever country you're dealing with, that country's respective rifle company. There are no 81mm mortars in a German rifle company. No GW34, whatever they call that, the 8cm mortars. Those are battalion assets, and those are
off-board.
Yeah, those are light barrages in in Valor Victory. The same goes for Soviet 82mm mortars, American 81mm mortars, and so on. British 76mm Stokes mortars, so 3-inch Stokes mortars, stuff like that.
So let's see. The first.
Okay, then we have 3 basic platoons. Those platoons have an MG42 because Germans, and I did include a couple Panzerschrecks just to have something against those 88s, in case I get lucky and take out the 88.
Yes, so the commander, the full squad, and a half squad and the Panzerfaust go into K6.
Kilo 6. That is, as soon as I learn the alphabet again, got it.
Just beneath the Bailey Bridge.
I should put all my commanders on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Move to top. Oh, this is so much faster on the new computer. I love it. Piotr says in the chat, cool, I found the movie on HBO. I will watch it this week. Piotr, like I said, watch it on a sunny afternoon when your wife or girlfriend are not in the house, especially if they're in the house at the same time. Just kidding. No, but seriously, it's a dark movie. So watch it on a sunny afternoon and lock up the booze and the prescription medication before you watch it. It's one of those movies.
And we'll park their version there, the boss saw that goes with them. In let's see, it's N4.
November 4. Okay, got it. Like a little.
That seemed like a good position for him.
4-man MG 34 team back there. Awesome. Gunner, a gunner, and 2 riflemen to cover them a little bit. I refuse to wait 6 months. You're not going to have a Sunday afternoon for 6 months? Okay, no worries. Alright, we're on to second platoon.
Second platoon, let's see, we'll stick them in, them without the machine gun in J8.
So, Commander, full squad, half squad, and Panzerschreck. Leaving a full squad, a half squad and a MG34 team?
Yeah, and we'll put them in a M9.
Third platoon. They do not have a Panzerschreck.
We'll start by sticking a half squad into the objective in a Foxtrot 6.
Does he take the MG with him or just by himself? Your little defensive picket guy there. Cool.
He's known as Mr. Roadblock.
Yep. Mr. Speed Bump. Okay, and then the rest of the platoon, they don't have to all go in one stack. Yeah, where do you want to set up your rest of your platoon, I should just say?
We'll split the full squad into 2 half squads.
Bills are put off until Tuesday because COVID. Oh, see, that's why Ben's watching us. The second I saw Ben on YouTube, I was like, the Buffalo Bills are not playing today. Ben is a huge fan, but he will not. We will not beat him versus the Bills. Or I should say, we will not beat out the Bills as far as who he watches. Hello, Skoback. Welcome to the chat, sir. Thanks for coming by and checking us out today.
Well, it could be worse. He could be a big Browns fan.
Oh, no. See,
Stick one. Stick one of them in C6 and one in B5.
Charlie 6 is, oh, there we go. And one of them in Bravo 5 in the buildings. Okay, cool. Then you've got
And the rest falls back to Papa 9.
Herr Leutnant, platoon leader, a half squad, and an MG34 in, I'm sorry, would you say something 9?
Papa 9.
Papa 9, a little bit of a reserve
The
here.
objective.
There we go. Okay, and then again, I'm not sure how much difference these guys will make, but I'm just trying to you know, play around with new things in Valor and Victory so it doesn't get boring for the community. We have two probably pretty useless empty half tracks, or you can use them to transport around your teams. It's up to you.
Well, they don't have machine guns on them, so...
Yep. Yeah, they do. That's the 4 there on the corner.
Oh, lovely. In that case, we'll park one in Echo 6.
Okay, Echo 6 is here. Alright, and yeah, the last one.
And the last one will stick in Mike 3.
Alrighty. Now vehicles do have a facing in this game. You have to face the front of the vehicle is the top of the counter. So I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but Echo 6 will be facing down the road like so.
Yes.
And Mike 3 will be facing southwest, like overlooking the valley.
Like so, yeah.
Alright, cool.
Yes.
Epic! Alright, and then we got 6 grenades, and who knows, maybe a German sniper will show up.
If we're lucky.
Alright. These are grenadier elements, again, just for those who might get into a little bit of historical detail. 2nd Battalion, 156 Panzer Grenadier Regiment of the 116th Panzer Division. So, like I said, despite the name, a Panzer Division is actually mostly infantry. Usually armored infantry, hence the half-tracks, as opposed to trucks. But there is a lot of infantry. Usually it's 1 Panzer Regiment and 2 Grenadier Regiments. So this is one of them, the 156th, elements of 2nd Battalion thereof. They're also under strength. This is, of course, not nearly the full body of 2nd Battalion, but that's just who these guys were. They were part of the counterattack that helped throw 28th Infantry back, you know, earlier in the campaign.
And now they're back for more.
They're trying. Now, this isn't the full American assault on the Bailey Bridge. It would be a lot more than 1 understrength company. They hit this place with like at least a couple battalions at a time. I obviously do not have time for that today, neither do any of you. That might even be a Panzer Leader battle rather than a Valor and Victory battle. So this is, you know, the vanguard of, again, 1st Battalion, 110th Infantry. They are kind of poking their way towards the bridge. It's like a reconnaissance in force. They're going to see how...
The first kiss.
There you go. They're just, how serious are the Germans really about taking that bridge? Like, what's their strength here? I'm afraid they're going to have some bad news to send back to regiment. But we'll see what happens. Oh, boy. Let me try and get both of these chat windows showing at once so I can actually reply to everybody. That would be fun. Yoda, not bad, would say the great, but tomorrow, oh, Monday, okay, I'm just checking out the chat here. Cool. Switch to YouTube from Twitch. Better stream quality. Uh-oh. I'm actually seeing the opposite, but I will believe what you say. I mean, they're both running, but I'm actually seeing Twitch with a little bit better clarity. Is there any kind of lagging in Twitch or anything like that? Or no worries, as long as everyone's here. I'm easy to keep happy. Cool. Alright, everyone, so save the file. Oh my god, look how fast that was. See what happens when you get a new computer finally? Move our copy. We're going to start turn 1. So, oops, turn 1. Okay, turn 1 starts with the Americans because they're on the attack. There is not really any command phase unless I want to break up any of my squads or anything, combine any of my squads. You know what? Let me hurry things up here. So no command phase. You'll notice there's no American support options. No airstrikes, no artillery, especially airstrikes. One of the things that made Hürtgen Forest so bad was constantly overclouded, overcast weather. They could never really get airstrikes in here. And in World War II, Americans without airstrikes are, barely Americans. All right, so I'm entering from the west side of the board here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Hold on. There's no dot in that hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I still can't do that. 5. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I am cheating already. Sorry about that. I'm glad I checked. Ooh. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to throw that whole platoon in there. I'm going to make things easy on myself a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Captain Doyle and his mortar team. Let's get this party started.
Yeah. Hiding down there in the forest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me be smart about this. Okay, hold on, let me make sure that stack is legal. There are 4 infantry units in that hex, so it is still legal. Okay. And that's a light weapon, so I can still use that. I want to zoom in a little bit, folks, so you guys can see a little bit better. All right, so that's my movement. I was using the woods for cover. However, it made me slower, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be the end of my movement. Is there any opportunity fire from your guy there in... is there any opportunity fire?
Can the half-track see them?
Actually, no, and give me 2 seconds to restart my drawing tool. Apologies, everybody. I just kind of screwed this up. Okay, sorry. Start that over again. Zoom in first so we can see what's going on. Answer your questions.
Yeah, I thought the hill would block him, but...
Yeah, so the guys that can see him are really just him. So, alright, Charlie 6, just to go through any potential questions, again, also for people in the chat. Charlie 6 can scrape past the building, and the trees are no obstruction, they're just a -1 impediment. So it would be a terrible shot. -1 for scraping past the building, -1 for the dead trees, -2 for the real trees that I'm sitting in. That makes -4. It would be a terrible shot. However, he can't because I'm 1 hex back from the lip of the elevation there, the contour. So even if he could see me, it would be a terrible shot. This guy, yes, can definitely see him. I'm like literally knocking on your back door of your little hunting cottage there. And again, this half track, again, he's blocked by that elevation there.
Yeah, and he's sitting there to shoot at you when you come on, so he might as well fire away.
Okay, so that is going to be 2. You do get the point blank opportunity fire bonus, which is -2. I do get woods, which gives me a +2. So we are pretty much at a wash. Let me do one last thing to make this stream run a little smoother here. And that is the usual. Get a copy of the APFP table and make it a little bit smaller so it's not quite so obstructive. And cool, so you're rolling 2d6, you're rolling as low as you can, and our modifiers kind of wash out.
7.
Okay, a nice average roll for 7. 7 with 2 points, which is the 1 to 4 table, is no effect. Barely. You just missed them. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you want to throw in any grenades? You have 6 grenades total. I don't know if you want to use them for this little skirmish, but you can if you want.
Isn't that
I'm sorry. What was the question? You kind of cut out there for a second.
Isn't grenades for assaults?
You can use grenades in APFBs when it's at 0 or when it's at 1 range. When you're adjacent, when you're at point blank range.
We'll keep them.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. Normally you would declare that beforehand, but again, I kind of forgot to ask you. You would say, "Are you using any grenades?" When you're point blank within 1 hex, you can throw in a grenade, and it has the normal effect. It reduces your roll by 1. So it would have done one casualty point. But again, I don't think you really would have had to declare that ahead of time. But I don't think. Yeah, I think you're making the right call about not using it here. This guy's not really supposed to survive. If I read your play correctly, he's just there to cause trouble. And
he's a speed bump.
Yeah. Speaking of speed bumps, now that he's used his opportunity fire, I'm going to throw in my last squad. Now I think this guy might take a little more opportunity fire. Oops. He does not double, sadly for me. Hello, Mr. Chip. Welcome to the stream. Just got home from the grocery store. I'm so sorry, Chip. I'm so sorry. I think he enjoys that marker a bit. I'm like John Madden, man, with my little CBS chalkboard. And yes, I just totally gave away my age, and I don't care. Ooh, actually, I might not. All right, so I'm going to come down in the open. This guy has already taken his opportunity fire. And I'm pretty sure this half-track is blocked by these buildings that he's actually sitting in.
So he'll take his opportunity fire.
Okay, now, he gets -2, again, for point-blank opportunity fire bonus. This time I'm not in woods, so I don't get a +2 counter bonus. So it's 2d6 -2 to you, and before you... Okay, you already rolled, never mind. So that is 6, which is read as 4, is 3 casualty points. Yeah, no big surprise there. I'm going to go ahead and take 1 casualty off and pin the other half squad. So that's 2 points. For people in the chat, he just did... Okay, for people in the chat, I'll go through it once. You want to roll as low as you can in Valor Victory. He has 2 APFB, that's anti-personnel firepower points. So he's on this row. You find which row that applies to your firepower, and you take your shot. You want to roll as low as you can. He rolled a 6. He gets a -2 for taking opportunity fire. In other words, I'm up and running right at you, as opposed to belly crawling at point blank range. The game gives you a +2 for that. Before, up here, I got a +2 counter bonus because I was in woods. Okay, down here, I was right at this crossroads, right out in the open, so there was no cover there. So he got a -2 to his roll. His 6 is read as a 4, so he's on this row. We cross-reference that with the 4, we come up with 3. That's 3 casualty points I have to take. Now it's up to me how I want to take them. But I do have to settle the bill. So I eliminated this half squad. This half squad has a casualty rating of 2. That's the last number on the counter. That's how many casualty points he's worth. So that's 2 out of the 3 that I'm required to assess. Sadly for me, I have to assess 1 more. You can't stop until you've assessed everything. Sometimes, depending on how the change works out, you have to overpay. But here I'm going to pay that last point by pinning down this other half squad. What's the word? Pinning any infantry unit is worth 1 casualty point. Okay, and I think I've moved all my guys. Yeah, because these tanks have not arrived yet. These are just extra counters. So yeah, the reason these guys arrive on turn 3 is literally the radio call is going out. Contact, contact, contact. Send us up some armor support. The Shermans are now on their way. They will arrive on turn 3. But that's it for my movement
Yes.
right now, and we have done your opportunity fire phase. We now go to your defensive fire phase. I'll go ahead and move this guy over here. All right, so defensive fire is anyone who has line of sight who did not take opportunity fire.
And I don't think we got any.
You have some crappy shots, but just for rules clarity, this clown here does see this guy. Oh my god, he's shooting right through 2 woods hexes. He's on elevation 2. The woods are on elevation 1. He sees over the trees against this guy who's also on elevation 2. There's like a little side valley here for this tributary that feeds into the Call River. If that's
We
good.
might as well take that crappy shot.
Okay, I guess you are in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 points. No subtractions. Because I am in the clear, I think. Okay, go ahead.
You should see a 5.
See a 5. All right. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't in dead trees. Cool. All right, so that's 5 on. Oof. That is 2 casualty points. Oh, damn you! All right, so I will assess this by pinning down 2 half squads. I'm trying to save casualties here.
Don't think the 88 can see anything yet.
Okay, for the 88, I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, because they're an artillery crew, maybe the gun is way up high. We're going to ignore these things here, these hexes right here. Because strictly by the rule, he can, well, actually, no, we won't. Actually, no, we won't. Alright, so this 88 is 1 hex back from the, whatchamacallit, from the lip of his elevation. So 1 hex underneath the next elevation, he's blind. So he can't see that hex, can't see that hex, can't see that hex. These hexes he can start to see again. And then, you know, it's almost like a staircase. These hexes immediately in front of the next lip he can't see, then he can see again. So you're on elevation 3. This guy's on elevation 2, but he's right behind cover. Behind this cover here. Behind cover, behind cover. Yeah, his range is unlimited, in case anyone's wondering. So just for future reference, that 88 does have some blind spots, but not many.
Yeah.
As far as elevation, goes.
And that'll only be once you've crossed the river, really.
Yeah, for elevation, yeah. Other than that, I have to be directly behind the intervening terrain. If I'm direct, like right here, like you cannot see H6, sorry.
Yes.
Because there's immediately intervening terrain. But that's probably the terrain I'm going to be going for because there's an 88 on that hill, man. It's never a good thing. Colonel Madden, oh my god. Thank you, Chip Brenner, I appreciate it. Please don't say that because they're going to start calling me that, and then I'm going to have to stop using my drawing tool because I will not be ridiculed. I'm just kidding. Alright, so now we go to the command and assault, the advance and assault phase, where I am, oh hell yeah, declaring 2 assaults.
I feared it. I knew it would come.
Yep. These aren't in really, terribly important locations yet. But before we get into that, I'll just put the marker there. You guys know which way I'm going. I won't waste everyone's time. I will also... Okay, so in the advance and assault phase, everyone, you can move forward 1 hex or you can assault. Now, my problem... Command decision time... is do I advance forward with my officer and abandon these 2 half squads to make their... You know what? They're not elite. So the lieutenant there, who is that? Lieutenant Jones? He's going to stay back there and try to rally those 2 half squads. Damn it. He tells the full squad to run in there with the 30 cal. 1 infantry unit cannot carry 2 support weapons, so 1 of these support weapons has to remain back here. So you can see where that fire was pretty crappy as far as here out of Foxtrot 6, but it is starting to break up the platoons a little bit, and it is starting to cause a problem. All right.
Somebody shot at us.
Yeah, so they dropped to the deck. Now I could have just taken 2 casualty points and kept going. That's your lieutenant going, screaming, "Go, go, go! Don't take cover. Just keep going." We all would have reached that woods hex, but I would have actually had to pay 2 casualty points. Here, nobody died, but the trade-off is 8 men hit the deck and they're now on their belly going, "Ugh!" And the lieutenant, I don't have to do this, but it does improve my chance. The lieutenant has to stay back there and try to rally those men. He gets to apply that -1 bonus to my roll. So yeah, the game is simple, I think, Valor Victory, but I feel
Simple to learn, hard to master.
It's very elegant. There's tiny little things, and there's no rule for it. Like, oh, your officer can exercise Flames of War option 37.9B to no, it's. You play a couple times and you're like, oh damn, what do I do? And before you know it, you're really making, obviously vicariously, infantry commander decisions. Like whether or not I should assault Germans and whether or not I should use any grenades on there. I don't think I will because I'm pretty powerful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 16 versus 2. That's 8 to 1. It literally doesn't get any better than that. So I'm not going to use any grenades. I'm just going to go ahead and assault at 8 to 1. So I add up all my attack factors. I add up your attack factors. We divide, and you come up with a close assault table chance. The table stops at 4 to 1. I'm at 8 to 1, so let's just say I'm at 4 to 1. I also get to subtract 1 because of my commander. So I basically have to roll an 11 or less. Which is code...
Yep.
Oops, sorry, bud. I have to roll 11 or less, which is code for Oriskany is about to roll a 12. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's a 6. That's a successful assault. That gets rid as a 5. That's obviously less than an 11. So it's a successful assault. That unit's destroyed. However, I have to take casualties for assaulting a position, even if the assault was successful. It's 1 casualty point per infantry unit that was in the hex, plus any and all terrain bonuses. All my buildings are +2, so that is 2 plus 1 for the 1 infantry unit means that cost me 3 casualty points to do that. And because they've got pretty good cover, I'm going to go ahead and try to be bloodless and pin all 3 of these guys. So that's 1, 2, 3 casualty points. The only person not pinned is the officer. Reasonable men may disagree, but the way I tend to play Valor and Victory, I always like to keep my officers non-pinned whenever possible, because they're the ones that have the bonuses to get your guys unpinned. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of games are like, oh, kill the guy with a pistol, because he's the weakest combat unit. Yeah, he only has 1 attack factor. Yeah, but that's not the one that counts. The one that counts is that white -1 up there. That's his leadership. A good war game emphasizes troop quality and leadership. I always try to keep my leaders... Now, that's not a rule, obviously. That's just like a Oriskany pro tip. And it doesn't even always work.
That's a command decision rather than a rule.
Totally. Okay, now this platoon did take a lot more casualties here in Bravo 6 Crossroads. The pinned down guy cannot participate in the assault. So I'm down to 5, 8 with the bazooka. Yes, you can help with that. As long as it's an L class, i.e. light, a support weapon, you can use it. So certain weapons you can't use. 5, 8, 10, 11 versus 2. It's still 5 to 1. You always round down, which is still 4 to 1. That's as high as the table goes. -1. Basically, it's the same roll. I have to not roll 12.
And I could throw in a grenade, but I don't want to because it'll still be 4 to 1.
It's still be 4 to 1, and now I have to roll an 11 or less. I'm sorry, I have to roll less than an 11 instead of less than a 12. Anyway, here we go. As soon as I can figure out where my webcam is. That's an 8. That's another successful assault, and another 3 casualty points. Now here, again, this guy was not participating. Let me zoom in a little. So this half squad was not participating. I don't have 3 casualty points. I don't have 3 units. I only have 2. I can't pin everybody. So I have to at least kill someone. This assault being carried out by a weaker platoon just got a little bit bloodier. So, an American infantry platoon, or squad I should say, has 4 casualty points. Again, that's that last number on the counter. So I am going to reduce him. I'm going to make a little bit of change here to a half squad. That reduced the casualty points from 4 to 2. I'm only going to explain this like once, so the whole stream's not going to be like this, guys. From 4 to 2. That's so far I have paid 2 points. I'm going to pay my third and last point by making that half squad pinned. So I went in there with a full squad. Now I have a half squad, and then half squad is pinned down. And this unit is destroyed. So far it's even. We've both lost 1 squad, effectively. Okay, now we go to the end of phase, where I try to rally some of my guys. So I've got 2 guys down here. The rally number...
You need to return that pin guy to Bravo 6.
Oh, thank you. He does stay back there. I appreciate it. Yeah, because he did not go into he did not get to occupy the structure. He was not part of the assault. Okay, so and it's important that he's back there in the crossroads and not in the buildings, and we'll find out why in just a second. Okay, so the number 2 rally is a 6 or less, because neither side has elite forces. These are just solid trained troops, but no like Waffen-SS, no Großdeutschland, no Big Red 1, no 82nd Airborne, US Marine Corps, any kind of stuff like that. So normal morale rules for everybody. That's 6 or less on 2d6. That's kind of a shitty roll. That's slightly less than 50%. Actually, that's significantly less than 50%. But down here, I do have a -1 officer that's going to apply a -1 bonus to my rolls for these 2 half squads. So for half squad number 1, that 10 gets read as a 9. That's still a failure. Second half squad in that hex, oh, Snake Eyes, becomes a 1. He definitely makes it. So mixed results down here. 1 squad rallied, or 1 half squad rallied, 1 did not. Okay, up here I have the half squad in Charlie 6. Same deal. A 6 gets rid of a 5, he rallies. Now, the difference here, and what Rasmus was talking about, was the guy that got pinned down before we entered the building, during the opportunity fire phase. Notice he's not in the same hex as the commander, so I don't get to apply the commander's bonus for him. This is literally, you know, Captain Winter standing over the foxhole saying, "Fire your weapon, Blythe! Give it to him, Blythe! Keep it up, Blythe!" But with a 10, he fails. Alright, so he remains pinned. Then I've got a half squad, I'm sorry, a full squad and a half squad. This one's important, because that's a full squad on there. Alright, I'll do the half squad first.
A full squad and 2 half squads.
Oh, you're right. Holy crap. That's right, I pinned everybody in there. Oh no. That was to try and, you know, I'm trying to keep my casualties down. I usually throw away too many people at the beginning of a game, so I'm trying not to do that this time. Cool. So first half squad, 6 becomes a 5, he makes it. Second half squad, 3 becomes a 2, he makes it. Full squad, yeah, damn, there we go. 5 or 4 becomes a 3, everyone makes it. I will take that.
That wasn't what I wanted to see.
I will take that all week and twice on Sunday. And today is Sunday. Alright, so that concludes turn 1 for the Americans. Over to the Germans, who are the defender. We start with your command phase.
Yep, I don't think there's too much I want to do in my command phase. I'm pretty happy with where things are. Well, setting up...
Okay, it starts... Okay, so so in the command phase, any divisions or subtractions among your squads?
No.
Okay, so then we go to direct fire phase.
Well, what point is it you set up the indirect fire, so the mortar?
That would take place now.
Okay.
But the range is pretty,
I would like...
pretty poor. Range is only 6.
Okay,
so... less than a mini mortar.
So, forget about him for now.
Okay. The half track has a rather poor shot at the guys who just took that house. Before, you couldn't see me because I was behind the house. Now I'm in the house.
So we'll open up on that house.
Okay, so the MG42s that are in the half track can now fire. They have 4 points. You can see there that 4 in a white circle. That white circle means for vehicle counters. It has a 360-degree arc of fire. You do have to add 2 to your roll, however, for my building hacks, because I own that building now.
Yes. Well, on a 10, it ain't gonna hit anything.
All right. And I do believe that's about it. Well, I mean, okay, let me see here. Where's the tool that everyone likes to make fun of me for using?
Well, the guy in Foxtrot 6.
Oh yeah, he can take another shot at those pinned down guys.
Yep. So he'll do that first.
Okay, 2d6, roll as low as you can.
7.
7 is a miss. Because it's not opportunity fire this time. I'm not moving. I'm on my belly.
Yep.
Alright, so that was barely a miss. Alright, and I think Juliet 8 has a slight shot if you want to take it. Again, you're shooting through Woods Hex Hotel 9, but I'm above that. I'm on elevation level 2. And neither of us are right behind, cover. So you can shoot over top of the trees in Hotel 9 if you want.
We'll shoot at them just...
Okay. This is a good example because it shows where some units do not have range. Or I should say some weapons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the range. Everybody in that stack can fire except the Panzer Shrek, who only has a range of 3.
And the officer.
Oh yes, very true. His MP40 will not quite reach that far.
So both the full squad and the half squad will fire.
Okay, that is a total of 6 points. Now the officer still gets to apply his -1. He's like directing the fire and helping out. So that is 6 minus 1 on your die roll, plus 2 for my woods. So net add 1.
So 6 becomes a 7.
Out of 6 points. That is just barely enough to cost a casualty point. So I will have to pin that full squad.
What about the MG in Mike 9? Can he see them as well?
Yeah, go ahead. We would have just had to do that all at once. But no worries.
Okay.
In other words,
declare everything.
Yeah.
And
because what happens is, and I'm certainly not accusing you of this, but what some players were doing is, okay, let's see, I have 6 points here, and I have basically 3 points here. That gives me 9. 9 still leaves me at the 5 to 10 table. Okay, I'm going to shoot here first with my 6 points on the 5 to 10 table. Then I'm going to shoot again with my 3 points. Now I get another free shot on the 4. You know what I'm saying? Players were starting to get a little, yeah.
And we can forgo those 3. I mean,
well, the good news is that if you choose not to fire them, you can move them instead. Because once you fire something, you can't move it that turn.
Yeah. But I'm quite happy with where they're sitting.
Oh, well, yes. That's when you're playing defense in a good tactical game. A lot of times, it's like you have this you feel weird not moving when it's your turn. It's like, dude, you don't have to. It's fine. You almost have to resist the temptation.
The only one I was seriously thinking about moving were the half track, but that would need to move forward and do its turn, and that.
The half track in Echo 6.
Yeah.
Well, he's already fired now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I was thinking about moving. But I decided to shoot him instead.
No worries. For just for everyone's information, movement rules in for vehicles, it's not like what's the word? It's not like letters of marque where you have to move forward before you make a turn. You do. I mean, these vehicles do have reverse gears. You just drop it in reverse, and when you're backing up, it just costs double movement points in reverse.
Yes, but I think that's it for my shooting.
All right, cool. So we've done firing. We go to your movement phase.
The 88 might actually be able to see something.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, the 88
Now
probably.
you drew my attention to it.
Yeah, the 88 could
Can
probably.
he draw a beat on Charlie the 10?
Charlie 10. Oh, technically, sadly for me, I think yes.
No, on Charlie 10, further down, your commander.
Sorry. Why did I move him? I already took my hand off the piece. I put him in there. That's my mortar crew. Why did I do that? That was my perfect little mortar alcove there. My mortar alcove. Yes, you can definitely... Oh, no. Actually, no. Actually, yes, because he's on elevation 2. You're on elevation 3. Yes, long story short. Yes. That nicked corner there in Echo 10 is waived because normally that would block line of sight, but again, I'm on elevation 2, you're on elevation 3. 1, 2, yeah. So you actually are shooting over Echo 10. The only time I can use that as cover is if I'm right behind it. So, for example, you cannot see Delta 10 because he's right behind the trees.
The guys in there, yeah.
All right. But yeah, believe it or not, you can see Charlie 10.
So, Charlie 10 in that case.
Cool. All right, now when you're firing big guns against tanks, there's one set of rules. When you're firing them against regular targets, that's another set of rules. So super fast. E is the anti-tank value, and we'll get to that when the Sherman showed up. 14 is the anti-personnel value. So he basically is worth 14 high explosive points, is the long and short of it. So 14...
And the 4 down in the corner is the forward-facing shield.
Is the... that's its casualty rating. That's how many casualty points I have to do. Basically, small arms crewmen. I'm trying to kill off your crew, is what I'm shooting at. If any kind of anti-tank weapon hits it, all I have to do is hit it. It's automatically killed. Gone.
Yep.
But in order for small arms or mortars or anything, anti-personnel to take it out, what I'm really trying to kill there is the crew. It basically has 4 casualty points. Is what that 4 means. And that little symbol in front of it means you get to ignore the first one because of your gun shield if the fire is coming from the front, and that's depending on your facing.
Yes.
Is the his rules for stationary guns get surprisingly complicated. It's the one part of the game that's not really elegant, I don't think. You have to read the rules like 2 or 3 times. Mortar alcove. Yeah, Peter, that was... Then I totally screwed it up, but that's just me not paying attention. That was Bravo 10. That was my... You almost can't see me, and I'm going to start dropping mortars into German positions here. And, oh yeah, did I mention that mortars double in trees because of tree bursts? But I screwed it up. Now I'm about to lose my mortars, probably. But that's
so let's see.
14... Subtract 2 for your commander, because your commander's in there. Add 2 for my woods, so it's 14. And you roll a 4. Here's where Oriskany loses the game. 4 on the gray column is 5 casualty points. Again, +2, -2, so no net modifiers. This is just me not paying attention. This is what happens when you don't pay attention when there's an 88 on the table. 5 casualty points. There's 1 there. I can kill him for 2. I can pin him for 1. That still leaves me 1 short. Yep. That's the end of that. There goes my commander and my mortar crews. My gird. Yeah, that's me not being nice. This is Rasmus' payback for what I did to what was that? The Sansom, I can't remember. Your big French.
When I got stuck in the sailing around, moving 1 hex at a time.
And then when I finally hit you, it was like, what we figured out was like a 1 to 324 shot or something. Like 1 cannonball cracked the keel and the ship just broke in half and sank. I was like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, they're wiped out. So, okay, now we go to your movement. I don't think you said you didn't want to really move anything?
Don't want to move anything.
Okay, so then we go to my defensive fire phase. I just lost the one weapon that could actually reach that 88. It was totally my own fault. Okay, I do have a bazooka. Within range of that half-track. So, anti-tank fire, the bazooka, I'm sorry, the half-track is technically an armored target, is a little different. Anti-tank to hit numbers. 8T weapons, 8 or less. So I have to roll 8 or less on 2d6. I'm going to add 2 for your woods because your half-track is parked in woods. I'm going to subtract 1 from my commander. So that comes out to a 7 or less net. I have to roll a 7 or less to hit that half-track with my bazooka. Come on, dice, do it for me. I rolled an 11, I missed. So the half-track is safe, at least from that bazooka. Do I have another? Not in that.
There's a crew in there at half-track that need their brown pants.
Yep. I have another bazooka. What the hell happened to him? I only gave myself one bazooka? Yeah, I only gave myself one bazooka. Okay, that explains that. Alright, so the bazooka missed. That's it for my fire phase there. Because I can fire machine gun bullets at it all day. It doesn't matter. You will not take out a armored target. It's a very thin. It's only an A. It's a very, very thin armored target, but you will not take it out with small arms fire. You need to have something. You can assault it, or you can blow it up with a bazooka or something.
You don't have a 50 cal or?
Nope. And 50 cals with armor piercing abilities is something I kind of created.
Okay.
In my modern setting, I don't think he has that in his. In fact, I don't even think he has 50 cals. Except for like on the. I think the Shermans have 50 cals. As soon as I can find my Shermans. Yeah, 4 and a 3. So there's a 50 cal there, but notice he doesn't give it any armor piercing value. He doesn't. You know, he was trying to keep the game very light, which is totally cool. Can't really see him, at least not from here, at least not from there. There is a little bit of gunfire I can put back this way. So that's 6. He can't reach. The BAR can, though. So that's a total of 4 points, because the pin guy can't help. -1 for my commander, +2 for your woods. So we're talking about this right here. Basically, yeah, you shot at me twice. I'm going to try and shoot back a little. 2 net +1. Make that 4, same thing. 4 net, add 1 to the die roll. Put it up here because I'm going to put the webcam up and you won't be able to see it. Alright, I'm on the red row and I'm trying to go for a, I have to net subtract 1, add 1, net add 1 to my roll. Oh god, German sniper! German sniper.
Ooh.
Oh guys, this is going to be a short stream, everyone.
It might. So,
German
where do we want...
Sniper has just been
we got
summoned.
enemies at the gate now.
Yep, here's Major Koenig. Okay, guys, for people who may not have seen this in the past, a sniper happens when one of your... or I should say an enemy sniper happens when one of your teams has an armor-piercing firepower check and rolls a natural 12. The worst roll you can get, a boxcars. Okay, when that happens, not only did you miss, embarrassingly, but an enemy sniper appears if an enemy sniper is included in the order of battle. Personally, I always include snipers because they're fun. But technically, if you actually look at Valor and Victory, there's not always snipers available. But again, I always include them. So he has to appear within 6 hexes of the offending unit, the guy who rolled the boxcars, that's these guys. He has to appear undercover. He can appear anywhere within 6 hexes as long as he can see the guys who just
Yeah.
Did the 12. Yeah, Piotr's like, enemy at the gates. That's right. Except he's not Russian. He's Major Koenig. It's Ed Harris. Oh no, James Coburn was the guy I was trying to think of before. Now I can't think of the name of the movie. Cross of Iron. Sorry, bit of a tangent there.
Foxtrot 7, I think, is the best I can do. It's either that or Bravo 11.
As long as you have line of sight on the... Oops, wrong tool. Go away, Mr. Machine. As long as you have, again, center dot to center dot. Yeah, you do have to add one for scraping by these trees, but you do have line of sight.
We might as well put him in Delta 7 in that case. I mean, or Bravo 11. No, Delta 7.
Okay.
He'll be overrun in that case, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can assault the sniper, but in order to assault the sniper, you have to move towards him, and that just gives him another opportunity fire shot. Snipers don't really do that much casualty damage, believe it or not. What they do is they slow everybody down, because everyone's afraid to lift their head. Snipers, after this first attack, which he gets for free, only get to attack once per turn if I move. They're only allowed to engage during opportunity fire. And what that does is, again, it's a glorious little subtle feature of the rules, because what it does is, it doesn't kill a whole bunch of people, because that's not what snipers do. A whole battalion will be afraid to pick up its head, and that one sniper will stop 300 dudes from advancing. That totally happens. Okay, so if we've made up our mind on Delta 7, what you do is you immediately get to roll a d6, subtract any terrain in my hex, which I don't think I have any. Yeah, that was a really dumb hex for me to stop in, I oppose. Yep. So you're a d6 minus 0. This is one of the exceptions where you want to roll high. And that many casualty points are immediately assessed against the target hex. And he rolls a 4. 4 casualty points against my dude. Okay, if I kill him... Yeah, the whole squad's taken out. Because I kill him, that's 2. To kill a pinned down unit only gives you 1. So that's 1, 2, 3... Oh, I can actually pin him down.
So you can pin him for one as well, yeah.
That's the 4th one. Okay, so there's tech, and he's going to pick up the BAR later. So okay, they're not completely wiped out. Oh my god. Well, it is the Hürtgen Forest. It is supposed to be an American shit show. At least I'm getting it historically correct.
And it is hurting Forest right now.
It's hurting me for it. Hurting me right where a man doesn't want to be hurt, if you get my drift. Okay, so let's continue with my disastrous defensive fire phase. I think that's going to be about it. Because they're wiped out, they're pinned down, I missed with my bazooka. This turn sucked. These guys can see the half track, they just can't affect it right now. I'll have to assault it later. Okay, that's gonna be it for my movement phase, or for my defensive fire phase. Over to your advance and assault phase. I'll zoom out slightly so you can see the whole map. Well, I check out Mr. Chat. What's going on, everybody?
I actually don't even...
Yeah, again, when you're on defense, it's... Sometimes it's...
I don't have anybody that wants to creep around.
Okay. So, then we go to your end phase. Your end phase, you have nobody pinned down, so your end phase is really easy. Alright, cool. Let's go to turn 2. Oh, the poor Americans. This division, 28th, the Keystone Division, I think they called. I know they're a National Guard unit raised out of Pennsylvania. Really had like the worst luck. That unit was just friggin' cursed. First of all, they were here in the Death Factory for at least 6 weeks, if not 2 months. Just getting absolutely chewed up. Until about, wait for it, about December 10th, 1944. And they said, these guys have had a rough ride. We need to put them in a nice, quiet part of the front where nothing's going to happen, where they can absorb replacements, train new guys, and basically kind of, put themselves back together a little bit. Eisenhower's looking at the map for 20th Division. What's a nice, quiet place I can put these guys? Here we go, Argonne Forest. Nothing's going to happen there. They get to Argonne Forest. They get off the truck. The Germans open fire. Welcome to the Battle of the Bulge. That unit is like one of the 4 divisions originally hit by the full power of... these guys just could not catch a break. I'm not laughing, for real, but... Yeah, 28th Infantry. Oh, man. Look them up sometime. All respect. Man.
Yep.
Those guys went through hell twice, literally.
And then on top of that, a National Guard unit, not a regular.
So they started off a little inexperienced and under-equipped, but I tell you what, they weren't inexperienced for long. Anyone who came through Hürtgen Forest was a veteran in my book. All right, so command phase. What do I want to do? Oh, first thing that happens in command phase, anything that's pinned rallies. Very happy to see that. Next, yes, I'm going to start dividing up squads. Because I've already lost some squads. So I'm taking that full squad. Watch me closely, because I will make a mistake here. Take that full squad and divide it into half squads. Dude, let go of the friggin' unit. Here we go. Guys, let me know if that artillery's too loud or anything in the background. Now, I can't divide that full squad yet, because that would violate stacking. So I'll leave that one alone for now. These assaults are complete. This map is almost too smooth, because I literally start, like I just did, grabbing things I didn't mean to.
Like the world.
It's like when you put too much, lubricant on your bike, and you almost get in a wreck because your body's so used to your bike being a certain resistance, and all of a sudden, your feet are slipping off the pedals and stuff. Okay, cup of tea here before I lose my voice. That's it for my command phase. I have no support assets. Again, no air power because the Americans had terrible weather. And I did bring in any artillery. I'm just trying to keep the game fast for today. So I guess we'll go to direct fire. Okay, direct fire. That bazooka is going to take another shot at the half-track. Come on, I need a break. Where's my webcam? Again, adjusted 7 or less. A 6, that's a hit. Okay, finally. Okay, the second shot, he was a little. The first shot, he was a little screwed up. Second shot, he made his deal. Okay, so here, not only am I happy that I hit, I'm happy I get to talk about some new rules. Because I love doing that. Everyone knows this. The armor elimination table. That bazooka has an armor piercing factor of D. If bazookas were very short-ranged weapons, but if they hit, they had a nice big 84mm shaped charged warhead that could actually get through most German tanks. I don't think it's going to have much trouble getting through this half-track. In fact, it's automatically destroyed. And I'll show you why. So the way anti-armor piercing weapons work in this game, you find the ATFP, anti-tank firepower rating of your weapon. That's a D. That's this number here. Actually, no, he's not automatically destroyed. And then you find the armor rating of the target. That armor rating of the target for the half-track is an A. So you find A, and you go down to D, and you cross-reference those two, and you get an E for eliminated. It's automatic. Because again, bazooka against a half-track, yeah. Now, if it was a bazooka versus a Tiger, which has a frontal armor rating of E, I only penetrate that on a 5 or less, on 2d6. That's not good odds. I think that a Tiger has like a side rating of D, so that goes up to a 7, but it's still far from certain. So yeah, you guys can see how that chart basically works. Again, nice, quick, fast. I like his design rules. The only thing that I'm a little sketchy on as far as Valor Victory is if I ever get a chance to really hurt that 88, which now that I've lost my mortars, I don't think I'll even have to. The way attacking emplaced guns in this game works is a little bizarre. But that's my only possible complaint. Okay, so
And most attacks on guns would be on the crew anyway, wouldn't it?
other guys have. Okay, so hold on. Let me put this little smashed up counter there. I don't have any rec counters handy. Oh, what the literal shit just happened? So for now, forgive me. I'm just going to use a immobilized counter. They actually do have rec counters in Valor Victory. I just don't have any right now. Send to back. Okay, there we go. So there's a burning immobilized vehicle there. What was I going to say? You were asking. Oh, the crew. Yeah, that crew counter is not official Valor and Victory. Somebody on Board Game Geek made that. So I guess I usually play without in-place guns. It's almost kind of cool that you took out those mortars because I don't think I'm ever going to get a chance to attack that anti-tank gun, that 88, because I honestly am a little sketchy on the rules on how that actually happens. You can attack the crew, I guess, and without a crew it can't fire. But the way he normally does it is you have to, okay, super fast, you have to inflict casualty points on the gun. If you inflict even a single casualty point on the gun, it is pinned. If I inflict more, now it gets to ignore the first one, it has that gun shield, if it comes in from the front. So the mortar does not come in from the front. I pissed away my mortars. So yeah, that 88 I'm pretty sure is kind of safe now. Until those Sturms show up. So you know what? I'm gonna stop talking about that. At least he has to ignore the first gun, the first casualty point, if it comes in from a frontal facing. And again, facing with guns is important. Right now it's facing southwest.
Yes.
If not, then I get to ignore the gun shield. If I do at least one casualty point after that, it is pinned. If I do more than 4 casualty points in one attack, I have to make a die roll, and that die roll has to be like 4 or less. Or I can't. It's weird. It's very strange. No, it's not automatically destroyed. There's a die roll after that.
Okay. Okay.
I think what he was going for is you can shoot 1,000 bullets through a truck and not actually cripple it. But if one bullet hits the carburetor or the engine, or so it's a little random, and there's a dice mechanic in there. It's just that I use soft targets so infrequently that I should say, like guns and in place and soft trucks and so on, that I'm a little shaky on the rules. Whereas a tank, once you put a hole in it, that flame shoots out into the tank and the tank's toast. Okay, so that's going to be my my bazooka shot. Any other direct fire? Not. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, my old friend here. This guy's getting on my nerves, man. That guy's starting to damage my comm. I'm not going to lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would love to drop in a mortar strike on him if only I had mortars. So there's no officer in that hex, sadly for me. So I am stuck with just making a roll with +2 for your woods, to account for your woods. So on the white column, or the white row, are adding 2 to my die roll. No more 12s. Actually, it doesn't matter now. You only have 1 sniper at a time. So, fuck it. Give me a 12. Actually, no, because I actually do want to do damage to this guy. A 9 + 2 becomes 11, no effect. And this guy can fire his BAR 3 points. Add 2 to the result. I literally have to roll a 4 or less, but you never know. Actually, no, I want to move him, so he's staying put, so he's not going to fire. Everyone else wants to move. Okay, so here, this guy, this half team, fired the bazooka. This officer and that BAR did not fire yet. So this hex might split up a little bit in near future. Yeah, that's going to be it for my fire. Going on to movement. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a sniper sitting there, right there in the middle, looking cute.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I won't be cheesy. I didn't give either side smoke grenades, so I won't be cheesy. I'll attack this way. At least I get some cover. Any opportunity fire from the sniper?
Yeah, he might as well shoot that.
Because assaulting a sniper is free. You literally just walk in and stab him. So
Yes.
I get a +1 for woods, for light woods. You roll a d6 and you subtract 1. Oh, he's dead. And that's the wrong guy. Sorry. That's the bazooka I just fired. That's not what I meant. This
Yep.
went in there. You took your 6 -1 for my woods. That's 5 casualty points. He's only got 2. He's very dead. That was kind of not unexpected. But the reason for that was he was kind of the sacrificial.
Opening up.
1, 2.
Yep.
You've taken your opportunity fire. 3. That's it for the German sniper. It just cost me a half squad. You got to be cold as a commander sometimes.
Another half squad.
Yeah. Oh, the Americans I'm pretty sure have lost. We'll see what happens when those tanks show up, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. 1. I'm using those woods as cover, I hope. 2, 3. By the way, the reason I made sure there was a rec counter in there, a rec counter counts as 2 stacking points. That burning half track does take up space. So that's 1. I can get in 1 more unit in there. Okay. Any opportunity fire from your Yahoo there in Foxtrot 6?
Yeah, he might as well.
It is 2d6 +2 -2. So it comes out to a wash. 2d6 flat on the red row. 9 is no effect. Alright, cool. So I dodged the opportunity fire there a little bit. And we're going to have ourselves a happy little jamboree there in just a short while. Get my first objective hex. Finally. He fired, so we can't move. The rest of these dudes. 1, 2. I'm just going to try and take cover. I'm trying to keep what's left of this platoon together and maintain cover there. Actually, can they move forward any? Hold on. 1, because there's an officer with him. 1. Actually, that's buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's woods, right? No, it's not. Drawing tool. They started here. That cost me 2. That cost me 1. That costs me 2 more. That's 5. Okay, he's going to have to stop there. Which means he can technically assault if that first assault fails, but I don't think it's going to fail. These guys fired. These guys did not fire. They're going to move there a little bit. And that's going to be it for my movement. We go over to your defensive fire.
The 88, can that fire at the Echo 6?
The 88 is not able to fire at Echo 6. Ooh, shit. Actually, I may be wrong about that. It's going to be a terrible shot, but yes, you can. Okay, so you're on elevation 3. You're firing, or L1, 2. Yeah, you're on elevation 3. You're firing onto elevation 2, which means F6 would block. However, you're scraping directly past it, so you have to pay 1 for the scrape. You have to pay 1 for shooting through the light trees in Oscar 6. And you have to pay 2 for shooting into my woods in Echo 6. If that's what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have 14 points you can throw in there, but you do have to add 4 to your result. Oh, subtract 2 for your commander, so maybe not so bad.
I will go for it.
Alright, so 14 net. Let me scroll up here a little bit. 14 net subtract, or I'm sorry, net add 2. Oh no, get lucky. That's not lucky. I see a 1.
So that's definitely not lucky.
Are we talking about a Valorous 88 crew? I officially quit. 2 becomes 3 on the gray row is 5 casualty points. Alright, I have to destroy him, that full squad, and pin the officer. That's my 5th. That's the effect of the weapon. Now, how about if we just do it by the gun crew? It's going to be a tough roll, but you never know.
Yep.
You have to roll 2 or less. It's the casualty rating of the weapon. It sounds crazy. You have to roll 2 or less on 2d6. However, you get to subtract 2 from your roll because of, you have a +2 officer in there. So basically, you're looking for a 4 or less on 2d6.
Yep. That won't happen.
Okay. You never. I mean, yeah, it was just worth checking. I don't even know if gun crews can become valorous, but I would have allowed it just for cool. A valorous 88. Just double points in an assault. Of course, you can't assault with an 88, but God forbid if I ever get to assault you. Extra gun firepower. Yeah, it would have been hellish. You get to ignore the first casualty point.
That would really have been the Hürtgen Forest.
It would have been borderline useless, but it still would have been cool. Just
yep.
I've never seen. I don't even know if they have rules for it, but fuck it. Valorous 88. Probably the most important part is you get to ignore the first casualty point whenever you're hit. Plus your gun shield, that means you get to ignore the first 2 casualty points. Basically, that gun crew is like, I'm not going anywhere. I still have rounds. I'm not leaving yet. Oh, man. Okay, now I'm definitely going to have to do... Okay, so before I get crazy, any more defensive fire? Okay, Piotr, thanks very much for coming by. I know it's late where you are, so take care. And, yeah, I don't think you're going to miss much. I think this is going to be a pretty short stream.
Yep. I think that's it for now. Don't think that anybody else want to join the fun.
All right.
Or can reach.
So that will be the... now over to my advance and assault phase. I can't assault out of that original hex anymore because the only guy left in there is pinned down. But I will do an assault here, I hope. Come on, get up there. Alright, so that's going to be 5 points versus 2 points. That's only 2 to 1. I have 2 infantry units in there. I am throwing in 2 grenades.
I'll throw in a grenade just for good measure.
He throws in 1 grenade. He can only throw in 1 grenade, folks, because he's only got 1 infantry unit in there. I've got 2, so I will throw in 2 grenades. Okay, so I've got 5 total gun power points versus his 2. Divide by 2, round in favor of the defender. So that's 2 to 1. Subtract 1 from my commander. Subtract 1 from my grenade. Subtract 1 from my grenade. That's 3. So add 1 for his grenade. So it's a total of 2. I have to roll against... Let's see here. Oop, I'm on the wrong table. Where's the assault table?
You got it in the middle.
Oh, I was looking right at it. Sorry, Rasmus's 88 has me a little goofy. Okay, so 2 to 1, I have to roll an 8 or less to hit. However, I get to subtract 2 from my roll. So what I'm really looking for now is a 10 or less. Again, I'm just taking out these little rifle pits. I haven't even reached the main line of German resistance yet. So for now, I will get rid of that, and I will try to roll. Please give me a good roll. 10 or less. Oh, that's a 6, so that will be a successful assault. I have to pay 3 casualty points because 1 infantry unit, 2 for woods. And wouldn't you know it, he's destroyed, that's worth 2, and he is now pinned down in that hex. That's my 3rd casualty point. But I technically do own an objective hex finally. Oh, that's horrible. I'm getting chewed up in these woods. Stop it! Okay, so on to the rest of my advance and assault phase.
Yeah, the big question is whether I should have just made a half squad of everything and put them forward.
I'm trying to get everyone I can behind woods. So I was going to have full disclosure, these guys come up into F10, and those other 3 guys, basically everyone consolidate in F10. But that is in sight of your 88. So I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to hide in the woods. Actually, I don't want to do that. Just move these 3 down here. 1. There's 3 infantry units in that hex, so it's still legal. Okay, end phase. I'm going to try and rally some fools. Officers do not get to apply their leadership bonuses to themselves while they're pinned, because obviously they're the ones that are scared. So I have to roll a 6 or less on the first lieutenant. 8, he fails. I have to roll a 6 or less on that second lieutenant. He does succeed with a, with a 3. And that's going to end my turn. Over to German turn 2.
So let's just see. Don't want to move anything, so we'll go straight to shooting.
Okay, shooting comes first, so yeah, no worries. Oh, yeah, if you wanted to divide or combine any squads, that's in your command phase.
Yep. In the shooting, the 88 will...
Okay, go ahead.
Fire as Foxtrot 6.
Yeah, I think it's your only target.
No, Echo 6.
Yeah, I wasn't able to move him because he was pinned. Alright, cool. So Fox 6. Oh, God. Here goes another officer. Okay, you're shooting through... It's a net and add 1 to the die roll. -2, +2, +1 for dead trees. So that becomes a 9. He survives. You have 14 points and you rolled an adjusted 9. He actually survived that. Holy shit. Thank you, dead trees. Engineers, you were supposed to cut down those trees before the battle. What the hell's wrong with you? That captain's on the phone right now. Battalion, get some engineers up here with chainsaws. Or whatever they had back then. Regular saws.
That'll be cool. The half track, that's a range 6, or what is the range on?
The half track on that is the same as any other. It's actually not written on there. I wonder why they did that. But what we'll do is we will give it the same range as other MG34, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just out of range, I think.
Yeah, so fine. Everything else will just sit put.
Okay, so no more firing. We go to your movement phase. If you're passing on movement, we go to my defensive fire phase.
Defensive fire phase.
Okay, I don't think I have any targets because my guys are all kind of hiding or pinned down. We go to your advance and assault phase.
Move Mike 9 to Lima 8.
Get up there! Mach los! Schnell! Okay, anybody else?
No, that's it.
Okay, if that was your only move, pro tip, just wait for your advance and assault phase. Because you don't get opportunity, or I should say I don't get opportunity fire during your advance and assault phase.
Yeah, but nobody could see him, so...
In this case, it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
That was more to get it done.
No worries. My defensive fire phase, there really isn't any. Oh, that was your advance and assault phase. Sorry. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. Alright, so that will go to... you have nothing pinned, so we have no end phase. It's amazing how simple this game can get when we're not using Oriskany's 82 special rules regarding dumbass, modern stuff. Okay, so command phase. I'm fine because I've lost all my full squads. God damn, is that really my whole army now? Ugh.
Well, you got the Shermans arriving.
The 707th is showing up. Yeah. Okay, so no defensive fire. I'm sorry, no direct fire. Over to my movement phase. '707th finally does arrive. We'll probably call the stream, guys, at the end of turn 3. I just want to see if these Shermans even have a chance of maybe knocking out that 88. I mean, I doubt it, but what the hell. Actually, let me finish these two first. So my movement rate is 10. I can't remember what the road bonus was. I think I just get +1. I don't double like I do in Panzer Leader, I know that. So I think as long as I stay on the road, my movement rate is 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a Panzer Shrek there. Fuck that. He's gonna
Yeah,
stay.
that was what I was sitting waiting for. And there's another Panzer Strike.
Oh yeah, I see that one, but I'm not too worried about him. This one was kind of hiding under there, and
Yep.
yeah, I'm not 100% worried about him yet. I mean, that Sherman, I won't spoil it. It sort of has a different job right now. Okay. Other movement. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because that's technically a stream hex, so I have to pay 2 to enter it. Other movement. There's no rule that says you have to move vehicles first. That's just a habit I got into from Panzer Leader. It is a rule in Panzer Leader. Oh, in my command phase, this guy rallied. That's one whatchamacallit point, one stacking point. Oh, God. 2 stacking points. 3 stacking points. There's a lot of counters in there, but there's only 3 infantry units, I believe. Yep, everything else is a support weapon. I just want to check myself, make sure I keep legal stacks. Okay, so at least for the moment, I own 2 objective hexes. Alright, unfortunately for me, fire comes after movement. So, over to you for defensive fire.
Yeah. Let's see, the half squad with the Panzer Strike.
Yep.
Will fire at the lower Sherman.
Cool. He is barely in range. 1, 2, 3. That bridge does not obstruct terrain. So no worries there. You have to roll an 8 or less. Yep, 8 or less to hit with the...
Does the officer count?
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. -1 for the officer, so actually down to a 7. Sorry, a 9. That would be a penalty. You have to
a
roll
9 or less.
Yeah.
10.
6 and barely missed. Yeah, that's
so
okay. That might be the other thing I'm a little not happy with Valor Victory. All the bonuses are expressed as negative numbers. So I get what he was going for there, but sometimes that causes me to say, oh, roll a 7 or less instead of a 9 or less.
Yep. Then the MG and the full squad will pour everything into the guys on the bridge.
Okay, so we have a full squad. We have an officer. Okay. Now the officer can throw in his 3 points. He cannot add his -1. He already did that with the Panzerschreck. But then we got this guy, but you do have to do them separately because they're in separate
Okay,
places. Yep. All right, so which one do you want to do first?
It's just to get everything declared, shooting at that one guy.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So, okay, we'll do this one first. That's a total of 4 points. Subtract 0 from the die roll. No, 5. 4 plus 1, sorry, is 5. That actually does make a difference because it moves you up to the white column. So white column, subtract nothing from the die roll.
A 7.
Nice.
It'll be 1 point.
That does do a point. This is literally that scene from Trumpets Fade. They take the bridge, and then they start taking casualties. The captain asks permission to retreat. The battalion commander's like, you hold that goddamn bridge! Okay, so then we do... Oh, hold on, let's not do that yet. 1 casualty point assessed so far. Cool. Now we do the 2 plus 3, 5 points, straight shot, no penalties. Another roll on the white table.
6.
6 is 2 more, so now I have to take a total of 3 casualty points. Now I get to make the actual decision as far as what I do with my casualties. That's going to be 2 casualty points there, and 1 from a pin. Now I could have pinned all 3, but then you might assault me, although that's probably not true. That's fine. This is one of those times in Valor and Victory when you have to make a decision. How bloody do you want to be with your men? Sometimes you want to not take the pin
to make sure that there's somebody left.
You have to make sure there are active soldiers there, right? At least a little. But anyway, yeah, because I mean, I think most of your guys are. Oh no, there's an officer up there. He could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 free assault, automatic assault. In the assaulting pin units, automatic win, automatic no casualties. For you, you know, it would be an I lose everything without even picking up a piece of plastic. So yeah, I want to make sure there's at least something there. Also, there's a Sherman there covering him if he wants to move. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so any other defensive fire on your part?
Yeah, we'll shoot at one of the Shermans in.
You're talking about the 88?
Yep. Oh, actually, it get a better shot on the southern Sherman.
You have no line of sight on the first. Oh, actually, I think you do. Okay, yeah, but you better shot on the second one. I was trying to screen my cover there a little bit. Anyway,
we'll shoot at the southern Sherman.
Oh God, 88 on a Sherman, guys. That's World War II for you. Let's do it. All right, you have to roll a anti-tank number. Anti-tank weapons, guns at 11 to 19 hexes. So that's not you. You're closer than 11 hexes. So guns at you count as a gun here. Gun at 10 hexes or less, you get to roll in 10 or less. Make that a 12
with
or
a minus
less
2.
With a minus 2. So I'm pretty sure the hit is automatic. Even if you roll a 12, you would literally still hit because you've got that commander in there. Yeah, so
7.
Unless you somehow manage to roll it, and it's also not technically an AP/FP. So even if you rolled boxcars, I wouldn't get a sniper. So yeah, I think pretty sure it's an automatic hit. Now, where it's not quite automatic, it's pretty close to automatic, is penetration. My frontal armor is Charlie. Your penetration is Echo. So
an 11.
Charlie to. No, my armor is Charlie. Yep, you're right, 11. You have to roll an 11 or less to penetrate. Surprise, surprise. A very short. You're only at like 200 yards. 200-yard shot, which is a chip shot for an 88. Boom, penetration. That's another burning tank. No huge surprise there. Yeah, I have rec counters, I just don't have them on this computer. Okay.
And I think that's it for opportunity fire.
Okay, advance on assault phase. Because I don't really have... Oh, wait. We're in the middle of my turn, so... My advance
Yep.
on assault phase, sorry. No, this is dumb. I'm going to go ahead and stay put for now. Everyone's covered except for those guys on the bridge, which just lost their recovering Sherman. You know, guys, I've lost this game. Holy crap. I just realized what the turn sequence is going to do in the next turn. There's a slim chance I might do something here, but it's fading fast. Okay, that's going to be it for my advance and assault phase, because I don't want to break cover yet with that 88 still out there. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the map a little bit, because stupid. Don't need this anymore. Go away. Alright, I'm just going to try and rally some guys. Alright, so I've got a 7 or less to rally. That's half squad on the bridge. Barely. With a 3. Oops, that's a 3. Thank you, officer.
Yes.
You earned your pay for the day.
Not only did he hold.
He actually rallied a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of a forlorn hope up there. Alright, we go to German turn 3.
So, let's see.
Command phase, any movement. Or, I'm sorry, any division or combination.
No.
Okay, we go to your direct fire phase.
So, let's see. The machine gun and the officer and the full squad will fire into the guys on the bridge.
Okay, a machine gun, full squad, and... Oh, sorry, machine gun, I got you. So these 4 guys. Everybody but the Panzer
Yep.
team. Alright. Cool.
Everybody but the Panzerfaust.
Gotcha. That's going to be 2 rows on the white... 2 rolls on the white row. Subtract 1 for the officer. So, yeah, roll 5. Roll on the 5, subtract 1. Roll on the white, I should say. Subtract 1.
So it becomes a 6.
6, that's 2 casualty points so far. Okay, and then 5 on the same column, except don't subtract 1.
And that becomes a 6.
That is a 4. So total 2 and 2 is 4. There are not 4 casualty points in the hex. That platoon is gone. Oh no! Okay.
Nothing like being caught out in the open by an MG.
Yep. Alright, continue with your fire phase.
Well, we'll do a shot on the Sherman with the 88.
Okay, now here you are going to have to add 1 to your roll for shooting through dead trees. Add 1 to your roll for scraping past trees in Hotel 6. I don't think the Shermans themselves are in trees. No. Okay, so basically roll 2d6 and don't add anything. Don't subtract anything. You're trying to get 10 or less.
An 8.
Alright, so that's a hit, and you have to roll an 11 or less to penetrate.
An 8.
Alright, so he's also destroyed.
'88 saw a
Oh, that's literally the point, yeah. What I should have done is given the Americans a little bit of mortar support, but I've also made some critical errors. This fool who got killed when he belly crawled into Charlie 10 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he's a little too far away. He should have been in like hex Fox 11 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One mortar shell in there would have handled that.
Yep.
Sorted. This is not a bad scenario design. This is me being a bad player. I totally screwed up that mortar team. That 88 should be having a lot more problems than he has now. But that's on me. And that 88 might have a surprisingly short lifespan, because there is one Sherman left. Okay, any other fire from you?
Nope.
Cool. We go to defensive fire. No, I'm sorry, we go to your movement phase.
The Panzer strike that didn't fire will move up into Kilo 7.
I have no one left to take opportunity fire. I have a little team here, but I'm not going to take it. Oh, that's 5 points. What the hell? I scrape past 1, scrape past 2, and scrape into dead trees. I'd be adding 3 to my roll. Nah, go ahead. For all I know, I'd attract another German sniper. See what's going on, Mr. Chat. Nothing much. Cool. Jen, is the chat still going pretty well for us? It looks like it's keeping up. We had a little bit of buffer at the very, very front of the stream. It's been great since then, so I'm hoping it's still okay. All right. Anyway, continuing. Yeah. Any more movement for you, sir?
No.
All right. American defensive fire phase. I need a 10 or less to hit that 88. However, I have to scrape past woods, same way you did, in Hotel 6, and shoot through dead trees. So I have to roll basically a 7 or less. Alrighty, webcam. Oh, shit. Hold on. Damn it. Alright, 7 or less. Come on! Sweet. 5. So that's a hit on a gun with an armor-piercing weapon. That is gun automatically destroyed. The crew that was with the gun automatically destroyed. The officer was not part of that unit technically. He's okay, and the truck, in case it matters, is okay. But that 88, thank God, is finally toast. Fuck that guy, man. I'm about tired of him. Alrighty. I think that's the only defensive fire I've got. Over to your advance and assault phase.
Yeah. The officer down in Papa 9 up to Oscar 9.
He's in the open there, but okay. Like so?
Yep.
I mean, nobody can see him, but he's in open ground right now.
Yep.
And I have no mortars because I'm stupid. Oh, God.
Again, that's just trying to consolidate towards the Bailey Bridge.
Yep. Cool. So that will complete your movement phase. Over to your... Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're on advanced and assault phase. Advanced and assault phase, we just finished. Now we're on to your finishing phase. You have no pinned units or anything. And that will conclude turn 3. And if it's okay with everyone, I'm going to go ahead and call it there as a solid German victory. I've got 1. I might be able to retake the destroyed bridge in the south. But even if I do rush forward with my tank and my 1 remaining fragmentary platoon and retake the Bailey Bridge, he's going to take it back in short order. I mean, that tank is pretty damn impressive now that 88 is killed. But again, there's 2 Panzer strikes on the table still. So, yeah. I made a couple bad mistakes at the beginning of this game. I mean, my entire company is down to 1 fire team, 2 fire teams,
2 lieutenants,
2 officers. Holy shit, there's literally 10 men left in my entire company. 4, 8, 9, 10, and then 4 men in the tank, or technically 5 men in that 1 tank. Which technically, sorry guys, should have been pointing up like that. Holy crap, man. They did get to spot the Bailey Bridge. So guys, seriously, check out When Trumpets Fade on HBO if you can find it. You will see that Bailey Bridge, and you will see it's a made-for-TV movie, so it's not like Saving Private Ryan, but for the budget they had, they came damned close, and it's pretty horrific. I mean,
and so sometimes they are actually better than your Saving Private Ryan's.
Yeah, your like major cinema studio release kind of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes those kind of movies get lost in the effects.
The only really the only really good effect. I mean, there's some explosions and pyrotechnics and so on, but the makeup effects, like the wounds in When Trumpets Fade, are I should say are staggering. There's a couple of 88s up on a hill, kind of like this, kind of like what just happened in that movie, and they're shelling the enemy. They're shelling the Americans, and the main characters in the movie. He's like a brand new sergeant and like a squad or two, basically like two squads, and their mission, again, they're like the heroes of the movie or whatever, is to sneak around in the woods. They pop up behind them and they take flamethrowers and they blow up these 88s with flamethrowers. And it's a neat action scene, and then they have to run away because, hey, they're behind a whole company of Germans now, and the Germans know they're there now. So as the Americans are running back down a hill, one of them catches a Mauser bullet from behind through like the side of the neck, and it comes out through his mouth. And it's fucking scary. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb, but it's the makeup effects, like what a bullet would look like coming through the front of your mouth. And like what it does to your jaw and your teeth and everything. That movie does not play around. It's pretty good. Again, it's a HBO made-for-TV movie, but still, I find it pretty good.
I have to go check it out.
Yeah, so the makeup effects are great. Like the wounds and the bodies and so on and so forth. It doesn't look like ketchup-y, cheesy stuff. It's HBO, so they don't pull any punches. It's an R-rated movie. Psychological effects. You know who else is kind of famous in that movie? He plays kind of a cowardly character, though, is Timothy Olyphant. Is like the cowardly new lieutenant in this movie. A bunch of guys that are like mildly famous, like second-tier Hollywood actors. And this movie came out in like 1998, I think. So it's like they were just kind of starting out in their careers. They weren't really famous yet. It's pretty good. And it's about this battle.
Like anything HBO does, they tend to be decent at getting people on the rise.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if you check it out, you will see some battles over that Bailey Bridge. They do fight over that Bailey Bridge at least twice. Again, the Americans took a month to take that place. So here, it's fine. And you'll see some 88s in there. They're not really 88s because I don't think there are any working 88s in the world, to my knowledge. There's some kind of weird, like Czechoslovakian anti-tank gun or anti-aircraft gun, but they dress it up a little bit, make it look like an 88. And then they have like two like Soviet. I think they made the movie in Hungary or Romania or someplace. They have two old Cold War Soviet self-propelled howitzers that they use, and they put extra pieces on or whatever. They make them look like Mark IVs with their shirts and plates on them. They're not really that, but you can tell that they've made a pretty good effort. It's a pretty decent movie.
You can tell what they're supposed to be, but they're not. And
they're not because you know what a Mark IV really looks like. But they shoot it from like a low angle. They're kind of like on like this high bluff, and the camera is like they're in woods. They're on like the edge of a rise, and the camera is like here, kind of looking up at them. So you never really get a good shot at them. And they do that on purpose to kind of hide the features that they can't really disguise. They do. It's a humble movie, but it's pretty good. I like it. It's just kind of depressing. No spoilers. All right, guys. So,
thank you.
Yeah, congratulations to Rasmus on a solid defensive German victory. We had a definite historical result today, that's for sure. Honestly, if the game was going to turn out to be a one-sided stomp, I would much rather it be for the Germans in this place, because at least then I can say, oh, we got a historical result. If the Americans steamrolled the Germans in this game, it would be a broken scenario. And I always take much more pride in my scenario design than I do in whether or not I win the game or not. I actually don't care if I win the game or not, but if I design a good scenario, I still think this scenario is a little screwed up. Give the Americans a couple mortar strikes, maybe, but who knows?
Yeah.
But it's yeah. The fact that the Americans have their teeth kicked in here is kind of the point. Again, Hürtgen Forest. So any thoughts from you, Rasmus, about the game or anything like that?
No, it was fun actually getting not Panzer, but getting Germans down on the table and seeing what an 88 could actually do.
Yeah, Valor Victory, again, is an infantry game. It does vehicles passably well. But yeah, Shermans versus 88s. Okay, let me rephrase that. It does vehicles correctly, I feel. First of all, hello, Tuffy Ears. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you were able to make it. We're just about to sign off, but you are here. Cool. Cool game. Yeah, Ben, you get to saw 88s blow up Shermans, man. So, hey, any day you see that, it's a good day. Take care, Ben, if you're taking off. But we're just about done anyway.
Yep.
So, Valor Victory does vehicles okay. Actually, it does them pretty well. The problem is every hex on these tables is only like 20, maybe 30 meters tops. So as soon as vehicles get this close to infantry, especially anti-tank guns, they've already made 20 mistakes. Or their commanders have already made 20 mistakes. Vehicles should not be engaging 88s at this range. That's not how it works. Sometimes
but the one thing you can say about that is we are in a hilly forest.
Yeah, this is true. Now, they didn't really send in the tanks like right away, but I was just trying to, bring in some units into a Valor and Victory game. But in general, vehicles, a Sherman has an effective range of 600 meters. Easy with its gun. That's like 30 hexes. This table's only like 20 hexes wide. So it should be firing from like the next table. Or, again, most battlefields aren't the Hürtgen Forest. An 88 can engage up to 1,500 meters. Divide that by 20. How many hexes is that? So by the time those kinds of weapons allow enemy infantry to get this close, several things have already gone wrong. And they blow up easy. Vehicles and guns like that 88, they die really fast in this game. That 88 didn't die on turn 2 because I'm an idiot. That 88 was not supposed to be there on turn 3 or 4. But long story short, take your 15th shot of the day. I've lost track of how many times. Vehicles and guns tend to die very, very fast in Valor and Victory, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because vehicles this close to infantry are very vulnerable. It's a bad thing because they blow up easy. So does Valor and Victory do vehicles well and tanks and Shermans and so on? Does it do them justice? It's like a two-sided question. Yes and no. Yes, they should die this easy when they get this close to enemy combat units. 2, they shouldn't be on the table at all. It's fun to have them sometimes, but I tend to only use them occasionally, I guess is the short answer.
Yep.
Yeah, Ben nails it. Ben Johnson nails it in YouTube. 88 at 200 yards. Yeah, done. You had to roll what, like an 11 or less to penetrate on 2d6? The odds of rolling a 12 on 2d6 are 1 out of 36. Yeah, you're pretty much dead. It's not happy. How did the 13 games go? Tough ears? Good question. That game is complete. That game is filmed. It is in editing process as we speak. I know it's supposed to be, I know it's late, but again, please remember that Bill is in the process of moving house as well. And this isn't a small moving house. She's going from Chicago to Key West, a difference of about 900 miles. So picture moving to Warsaw from where you are now. It's a thing. So yeah, she's definitely, he's definitely working on it. What else was I going to say? I don't want to say what the result is because, again, we do have that contest. Thank you very much, Tough Ears, for bringing it up. We do have our contest for the 2-player Spectre starter set, where if you can guess on any of our streams what the outcome of the 13 hours game is going to be, the table game is going to be, you have to put some detail in there. Who's going to survive? Who's not going to survive? how many casualties, as much detail as you think you can get away with. And the one who comes closest or the most detailed is going to win. That Spectre 2-player starter set. You do get to use the full intelligence from the outcome of the transit game, which is one operator incapacitated, one operator severely wounded but still operational. He's slightly wounded. He's operational. He's just reduced a little bit.
Nicked.
Yeah, a little more than nicked. I struggle for an answer here because we used our system obviously for the transit game. I don't know how skirmish works, the system that they use for that game, so I don't want to lead anybody astray in guessing what the results would be. 4 good to go operators, 1 operator still alive but unconscious. I think they're going to give him an adrenaline shot. I think they gave him an adrenaline shot and let him still participate in a reduced capacity. A second guy hit at a reduced capacity but still combat effective. And the ambassador was still alive. 65 insurgents attacking the place. I think there's also 5 armed State Department security officials there. So you have a total force of 8 or 9 combat effectives, 2 wounded men, ambassador still alive, and 65 hostiles. Do they escape the compound? And how many people make it and how many don't? Guess as well as you can on any of our threads. Hell, you could put it on this thread if you want, but ideally it should be on one of our 13 hours threads. Put the comment on any of our threads on Facebook, YouTube, Discord. We're still active on Discord. And again, when that game goes live, when the video goes out, that's when we'll go ahead and pick the winner. So that's the reason I'm being a little cagey and not actually saying what the result was, because that contest is still undergoing. But I can tell you that the game was complete and filmed. It's just a lot of footage, and they're trying to kind of splice it together.
A lot of tape.
Dude, video editing is no joke, man. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
That's a pack a lunch job right there. Which is why streaming is so much fun. You can just stream it, and it's a little rough, but hey, it's live, so nobody cares. You don't really have to edit it afterwards. Okay, guys, so unless there was any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on the stream. We've been up for a little over 2 hours now. Nice Sunday stream. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks as always for your support. Do remember to check in on our 13 hours threads and guess the outcome of the table game to win that Spectre starter set. Thanks one more time for the great game, Rasmus, and congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting.
Absolutely.
As per usual.
No worries at all. Again, we're really dependent on you guys for these Sunday streams. We really need opponents. So I can't... you guys don't want to log in and watch me play with myself, do you? Because I will. I don't care if it gets us thrown off YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take off. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take off. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll be in touch with everyone in the week ahead.